Oh, hello everybody, Vicky here. I hope everybody's well. Today I am working from a basket, well, not actually today, a few weeks ago. I got one of my baskets of half finished things down off the shelf, and this is a video of me trying to get things finished. So I've got a couple of videos coming up talking about my basket and my 100 makes. I have done a little bit of a chat about it in passing, but I haven't sort of like done a standalone announcement. So I shall do that hopefully in the coming days. So they're all the same. They're all 25 of them. I don't know why. There just is 25 of them. They're cut out, some with die cuts, as this one is here. They're Tim Holtz tags, die cuts I've used, and that's just a bit of acetate that I'm putting over it. The acetate I got from Sue at Paper Inspirations, and I think a lot of the images that I'll be using come from Chris at Pink Cadillac Facebook page. She sells under Pink Cadillac on Facebook. The one that is going in there now is a Kaiser Craft image. I'm not sure how that come into the house, but here it is. So the one up your top right with the flowers on it, that one is a cutout that I just cut by hand. I do have a little frame cut out where you can cut out the center punch board. That's what I'm looking for. And as you can see here, I've offset that image so that I get the greenery down the bottom. And as I've cut around it, you can see there's a little bit of pink showing. I do that just so that we don't have three thick edges all in the same spot trying to stick down. So I'm never overly concerned about too much about the image that goes in there, because as you can see I'm using plenty of glue, and when I put this one down it's going to hold it all together anyway. So I was just checking to make sure I didn't have an up and a down on the pattern or what was going on, just to make sure that it was right. So this is it. This is it. That's the tag made. Very simple, very easy. And like I said, it's either cut out with a die cut or I've cut it by hand. Now the paper is just slightly out, so I like to just trim it up to make everything exact. I don't think it was out by much, but if you see it, you see it. And you have to do something about it. So now I've got some whale tail tabs. That's what I'm going to be using up the top. And I've got a die cut. It's not the punch. I got a die cut that does that, and I'm really very happy. Well, it's exactly the same as what the punches are. So I think the little die set come with 2 different sizes. I'd have to have a look, but I'm pretty sure it's 2 different sizes, and I'm really very pleased with it. I'm sorry I don't know what brand it is. I don't think it come with a brand. I got it off eBay. Now, what I've done here, I think, is I've left a few in just to show you mainly all the different images I've got, and also so you can see that not every image that I use fits into the window where you want it to. So you can just, as long as it's big enough to go in behind the acetate, it doesn't really matter too much where it falls within the tag itself. I was doing this one when I was unwell, and that's why I've got so much footage and why I'm doing a voiceover. I sound like Darth Vader. It just sound weird with the dreaded flu. I tell you what, I haven't had COVID, but our GP reckons that there's a flu getting around at the moment that's sitting everybody on their butts, and it certainly did me. But I also got sick at the end of January as well, so my immune system is not very cooperative. So never mind. So that's why we've got a voice over here. Plus, there was just so many hours of what do you call it? Footage. I still can't think properly, and I'm going to be in trouble with Kelly. Kelly, I'm sorry, I'd already done it when you went mad at me. I have a very dear friend, and her name is Kelly, and she's like an absolute wag. She just makes me smile, and she makes me feel loved. And she was saying to me the other night, it's like, stop making everything so fast. I can't see what you're showing. So just looking at that just made me burst out laughing. She's going, I think I'm going to be in for another ticking off. But it's okay, Kelly. I'm better now. I'm hoping that I can get some things together. I'm doing a lot of prep work at the moment. You all know I love to play with scraps, so I'm trying to get some things sorted out there. And I've got a couple of little different, well, they're different for us to go into our shop. So yeah, I'm working a lot, okay? It's just not riveting recording. It's me playing with scraps mainly. You know I love to play with scraps. So I'm trying to get some things done so that they're at a certain stage that you can see what I've done, but we don't have to sit through every step of it because we all know how to do it. So I've just left the camera running while I'm doing some clusters, and trust me, you would prefer that you get the sped up version of me doing clusters. It's a painful process. I love doing it. I really do. I just doubt myself all the time. And this is where you sort of like just need to trust yourself and go with what you feel looks right. And you can see through all this, there's just so many. There we go, there's another one, another break in transmission. So I've decided to put a little bit of the gold leaf up the top because everything's happening down the bottom. So I thought if I put a bit of gold up there, it just might help to draw the eye up a little bit further. Now that's one that I've cut myself, cut the middle out of. And then of course we've got all the middles to do something with now. It's never ending. The struggle is real. Yeah, so we're just sitting here and just watching me do a few clusters just to give you a bit of an idea on how I go about it. I talk myself out of things. I was sort of like, nothing's ever good enough, or does that look okay, or is that balanced? And I can turn myself up in knots, I really can. But while we're just watching this, I'll tell you a funny story. I've got to laugh about me at least once every video, don't we? And I don't want to jinx myself, but this is only the second crack at doing a recording, and I think this is going to be a record if we get through this. So anyway, I didn't sleep at all last night. It's like not a wink. It's not unusual, but it means I get a little bit silly. So you're just going to have to wear it the same way I do. I had a little bit of ironing to do, but so I'm trying to do my ironing and wash more often so I don't get big loads of it coming in. I wash it, Graham puts it on the line and brings it in, and I fold and I iron it. I like to iron his shirts. I'm cagey enough not to buy anything that needs ironing from me. But I like his shirts to be ironed. I like him to look nice because he pops in and out. Me, I look like a ragamuffin. I really am a bit scruffy when I'm around the house. Clothes, there was once upon a time in another lifetime where clothes were important, and I did have to look a bit proper and well dressed, for work functions and being at the top at everybody with their eyes on me doing what I used to do. I had to have I had to make an effort, put it that way. a role model. I think that's what I'm thinking of. But anyway, I'm quite scared. How do we get on to talking about this? Oh yeah, I'm up in the all that. That's not the story. Let's just Phil, I guess. I'm up doing a little bit of ironing, and it's not lost on me that the washing machine's going now while I'm up there ironing. But I didn't want to cop today's. The weekends was what was there. Anyway, I'm ironing, and all of a sudden Louis talking and he's crying. Oh, he gets this little whinge. I'm just I'll interrupt my story for an ad break. These are all just little white chip balsa wood, very spongy, very, very light and soft. I just put some gesso over them because I thought maybe I might like to put one on one of the cards, whether on tag. Now what I'm doing here is these little strips. And you see that little tag? I'm sitting there pointing. I'm pointing to the tag. You see that tag that I just picked up? It's just a little baby tag. So this is how I do them. So this brown at the back, that's actually the back. And then I put a piece of paper, a pretty paper on the front of it, just so that it's got a backing. And they just make itty bitty tags. I had to make a few because I ran out. So anyway, I'm up in the bedroom. Louie's crying. Cody's just inside our bedroom so he can keep an eye on me but not in my way. And he's sooking and crying. And I thought, oh, I better go and check to see if he's all right. Anyway, I go out. 10 minutes before this, I had to break up a fight between him and Pippa the cat. But I go out, and here is Pippa sprawled across from one side to the other of the sliding glass door to go out onto the back patio, and he couldn't get out. Pippa's like, hey, you want to go? Do you feel lucky? She completely blocked the doorway. He didn't really want to go out. He only wanted to go out because he couldn't. Oh, it's so funny. I don't know, I might have lost something in the telling. You might have needed to be here. But, yeah, 10 minutes before that, they were having a bit of a spat because Louis thinks he can boss Pippa around, and Pippa's like, yeah, no, this is not going to happen, bud. So anyway, it was just really funny. I don't think anything else crazy's happened in this house. It's a bit scary. I think everything's been going fine. I really do. We've been up to Brisbane, to QPAC, to the theatre a couple of times. We went and saw the ballet, and then we went and saw QSO, the Symphony Orchestra. So we did that, had lovely meals out. And on Friday night, all day Saturday night, and Sunday, I think from about 10 through to 4, they have market on one of the streets. It's off Grey Street. And there's all restaurants along the street. And then on the other side, it's the beginnings of the parklands at South Bank. And all these massive trees have all got these amazing fairy lights, and I just love them so much. And then it's a lovely atmosphere. We go, and there's quite a few restaurants, so we kind of go to all the different restaurants. And a couple of the stall owners are used to us now, and we stop and say hello. Well, there you go. I did a little bit of sewing there. I didn't sew all the way around any of them. I did a couple of them. I just did a zigzag down the frame, the border. And so you can see there, I guess what I'm showing you is I've done a couple of variations. Like with that one, I've put lots of tags there. So I'm once again, I'm doing this for tags, but for some reason I changed my mind. I don't think I even used them. It was washi tape that I just put on cardboard and then cut into strips. So this hexagon is a punch out from a hexagon die that I've got. So I'm just being fugal. I'm just trying to get that all that glue that went onto the on paper so that I'm not wasting it. Heaven forbid. And I just put a little bit of face scrapbooking paper on the hexagon just so that it looks pretty. And it's sort of like in the middle of a pattern. Well, sort of in the middle, kinda. So I'm hoping that Graham doesn't come back before I finish, because touch wood, everybody's quiet in the house at the moment. So this is just the strips of paper that I've cut and then used the washi tape. So I've got it ready then just to cut it down to the tags as I want it. Yeah, some of the tags have got that hole in the top of them, and you can see in the whale tail, you can see they've put a hole in there that's just an eyelet, and I'm not sure what I'm doing here. I'm using the field notes, and it looks like I'm stamping. Yeah, I am. I'm stamping onto the little different shapes that I just made, and so they can go on the chain. So I must be getting a bit low, otherwise I must be very low. I must be out of them because I'm making them now. But that's okay. They don't take long to do, and they're lots of fun. I really truly hope everybody is well and taking care of yourself. For all of those that are in winter, I hope it doesn't get too cold, and conversely, everybody who's in the heat at the moment, I hope it doesn't get too savage for you. Let's hope not. I think the common consensus is we can always warm up easier than what we can cool off, which I think is probably true. Oh, now I'm just fiddling around with the ball and chain. Oh. The truth of the matter, the reason why that was cut out and you're now seeing the finished, the truth, I think I threaded that chain through those little tags and whatnots and the key. I don't know, I reckon about half a dozen times. Oh, I might be exaggerating. It was close to 5 if it wasn't 5. And I kept pulling the chain through. And I was getting a bit upset. So I sort of like stopped the video and went and had a bit of a walk and gave myself a bit of a pep talk and a kick up the pants and come back and sorted myself out. But anyway, obviously we got there. The chain is connected and there are some little dangles from it. But I like the seam binding. I just really, it's so simple. It's just that little bit of elegance on top of things that are on there already. I just think it's lovely. I'm not 100% sure what I'm doing here, to tell you the truth. My little recording box is in the way. I wonder whether or not I can move things around a little bit. I'm going to try it now because I kind of like getting to the point of no return. So, okay, so I've used the little roses. They're just beautiful. I love them. Now, those I got from Sue as well, but you're not going to... She can't find any. They just hasn't been able to source any, which is, yeah, it's a bit sad because I really like them. So I've just got a little bit of calico here that obviously was left over, and I thought that what better place to use them than on the tags. I don't know what I've got in mind here. Oh, there you go. It was pretty basic. And that's just a piece of calico that's been ripped off that's from something else. Oh, I see your point, Kelly. I can't be... Oh, I'm just fraying the ends. We're just doing a little bit. Try and give it a little bit of an authentic vintage. I think, so you see what I mean by all the mess that's around me. I will endeavour to try and do something about that. There's not a lot to say about these, really, is it? I could have had this over and done in 10 minutes. That's okay. That's okay. Just continuing decorating. You never know. You might actually find a different thing to decorate your things with. Who knows? Maybe you might think it's a little bit ho-hum, and does it really matter? I'm having fun. I'm having fun. We've got a busy week coming up this week. It's all medical. Although we have decided, we've worked out how we can work this room to get another cupboard in here. So there's yet another cupboard coming in here. I don't know how we're fitting it all in. I really don't. I just like the tightest. It just just keeps coming. Gift that keeps coming. So we've decided we're going to get what they refer to as a pantry cupboard, single width, with shelving in it, because I just keep outgrowing everything, and my shed's full. I don't know how it happens. I must be particularly proud of that one. It's still there. Isn't that so soft and romantic? It's just, I really do like the way these tags have come up. Now, here we go. Here are the tags in all their glory. And I think I moved them. Well, I do move them, trying to get the glare off them. I thought I did. But the ones up the top are okay. So I'm kind of hoping that I move it up. Yeah. Okay, so wait until they're up the top before we can really have a proper look at them because of the glare on that acetate. That's 8 of them. So, and they're all a little bit different. The thing about when you make so many things, when you come to decorating, because there's so many of them, it tends to just blur all into one. And that's fine. That's fine. Oh, I'm starting to feel a bit sleepy. I'll get through all this without going to sleep. Yep, that's the next 4. Now I'm pretty sure all those images came from Chris at Pink Cadillac Facebook page. She's a lovely lady. Gets your things out really quickly. She's just a really, really lovely lady, and I've got a lot of time for her. She's just lovely. So I think most of those images are, yeah. Although there's a couple of those I think is Minte, but 2 at the end could possibly be. I can't see the other one now. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm talking. I don't know what I'm saying. So there we go. Here's the last lot of them. And you can see there's 25, so I've got that odd one out. And they are just really, really pretty. And I'm really pleased with them, because pretty's that whole new thing that I would promise myself that I would get used to and do coming this year. So I'm endeavouring to stay true to that. And I'm sorry I don't think this voiceover is going to make much sense, But after a sleepless night and just being so tired anyway, I do hope you enjoy it. You get something out of it. But seriously, these are really really easy and quick to make. Not a problem. You'd get a few knocked out in a day. Took me about 2.5, 3 days, but you got to admit there was a lot of cutting in there. So on that note, I'll just leave these tags there for you to have a look at, and I will say goodbye for now. Be kind to you, and remember to be kind to the person that's standing next to you. Until next time, bye bye.